in our continuing series on the challenges of the construction industry. We have talked about new home building and remodeling and material shortages and challenges that builders are having. I thought it'd be a great idea to have a person that's in a different part of the industry, and that is the supply side of the industry. Facets of Dallas has a huge showroom at I-35 and where? 635. I'm sorry, I can't remember if it's Royal. They all come together right there, and I can't remember how where they say it is. But welcome to the show, Guy Minnix. He is the general manager of Facets of Dallas. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Alex. Thank you for having me.
It's great. It's great to have you here. So, Facets was another company for many years. I don't know if you're still going by that name or using that name or not, but you have made some huge changes in your business in the last, what, 2-3 years?
Yes, sir. We have, Alex.
Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Facets of Dallas is a new DBA of the Hajoka family. Hajoka is the largest privately held, family-owned plumbing wholesale company in North America. So we are one of the DBAs of that. Prior to getting our new 27,000 square foot showroom open, we operated downtown Dallas in the design district as bath and kitchen showplace, mainly decorative plumbing and hardware. With the idea and design and creation of our new showroom up in Northwest Dallas, we brought our team of people from downtown Dallas out to Facets, and we have integrated decorative plumbing and hardware into our new 27,000 square foot showroom, which is full of home appliances, cabinets, lighting, hardware, decorative plumbing, flooring, Cambria quartz countertops, lighting. And so we're operating as kind of a one-stop shop for builders, designers, homeowners, retail customers, architects.
And this is a trend that has been tried in smaller venues for years. And the smaller venues, I don't think they can do it. I think you have to have a large showroom, a large facility like yours, if for no other reason, just the pure volume of things that you have to deal with.
Yes, sir. We Alex, we believe that also, and we have two floors, and we have merchandised it based on vignettes. So anyone can walk in the door, they can look at a kitchen vignette and say, "Oh, I want that right there,"
right.
Which is happening in our showroom. And they're able to see what it would look like in their home. So we believe this is the way to do it.
Well, you can sort of mix and match material. I love the whole concept of doing it, and it's successful. Your business model is very successful. We've experienced, we all know who these various companies, excuse me, over the years that it hasn't worked out for them. I don't think they understood how to manage it, and I think a lot of them took too much of it on. You know, they wanted to be the installer as well as the sales point. I don't know if you all are doing that or not, but it ended up for some of them being kind of a nightmare.
Right.
So congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your new showroom. I've been there, folks, and I'll tell you what, it is a really, really impressive showroom. It's easy to find your way around. And one of the things that I really liked when I went up there and I met with Guy and his team, and they were kind of showing me around, is that they are constantly in the process of improving and changing it, sort of staying with what's current. And so that makes a huge difference. So we have a real challenge in our industry right now, and it's in probably every industry, because the things that we're not able to get, the microchips and things like that, the big challenges are kind of involved in all sorts of things in our lives, not just appliances, but specifically appliances, or I'm hearing some really crazy times it's taking to get things.
Yes, Alex, it is. I can say I've been in the home appliance industry 35 years, and I have never seen anything like this in my 35 years in the appliance industry, with availability, can't get product, and it's all related to, we have to go back to when COVID started, because factories got shut down to protect the employees from COVID. And then when you think about how all the appliance manufacturers buy liquids or materials or fasteners from other people that got affected by COVID, the ripple effect has been crazy.
Well, you're literally talking about thousands and thousands of companies of all the little parts. We always talk about how, or we used to talk about how to build a home, there were 1 million pieces,
Right.
literally 1 million pieces. I don't know who came up with that number, but it sounded good.
Yeah.
But if you think about the complexity now of our appliances, particular appliances, and all of the parts that it takes to produce that appliance, the entire process from start to finish, from producing the materials, maybe the stainless steel or the aluminum or like you say, the glues, the gaskets that go around it, the light, all of it. And then when one of those things isn't available, it shuts down the whole process.
Right. Yeah, you're right. And, we are getting dates that go out 6 to 7 months. In fact, I've got a product that I special ordered, and the date is May of 2022 in order to get that product because of the ripple effect of COVID. And we can't dismiss the freeze that Texas had, because a lot of product came from the state of Texas, foaming, plastics, and that has affected the industry on top of COVID. So it has created quite a challenge for us in our appliance industry.
Now, is this is this affected by the type or quality of brand, or is this across the board?
No, it's across the board, all brands. There are some brands that are struggling worse than others, but it's affected all brands from availability, order processing, getting it here. But then the supply chain has been affected because of trying to ship the product either from an American factory, or if it's a Asian company, the product coming into the ports, they've had trouble getting trucks and drivers to the port to offload the ships and then ship it across the country.
They've got hundreds and hundreds of ships anchored out in the bay or whatever you call it.
Yes.
Waiting to get in and get
Right.
offloaded. And
Right.
that's a huge problem. We used to, think 6 weeks was a long time to wait.
Right.
And
Right.
now we're talking upwards of a year. And so do you see this, do you have any, are your manufacturers have any gut feeling on if this is going to start to smooth out any?
Well, I am seeing, so yes, to answer your question, but I also see it happening as availability dates are starting to ratchet down just a tad. New model launches are happening, and we see dates that are not 6 months out. So I see it, I see it happening and lessening, but it's still difficult because things that used to take 7 to 10 days to 2 weeks is still taking 3 and 4 months.
I've been telling clients that things that were taking a few days are taking a few weeks, and things that were taking a few weeks are taking a few months. And now we're getting up into longer than that. And so it's a huge challenge. And one of the things that sort of kind of piled onto this whole thing, we thought that the building industry would slow down and keep pace. It is the volume of building is phenomenal right now. Now, I think that with the price of building materials, not at your end, but at the beginning, the raw
Right.
materials, I think that's going to start affecting people as they get through their, if you're a production builder, or you're buying a production home and you're going, well, they're not having any problems. They will, because they're not having problems because they buy train loads of material last year, so they can still build at last year's prices, but they're going to run out of that. And the pricing is going to pick up and increase, and it's going to start to affect our ability to even sell homes because people can't afford them. But that's not your end of it. Your end of it is the finish end. You're at the other end of the spectrum on that. But how is the pricing of the appliances? Is that going up as well?
Yes, we are seeing a little bit of inching up, not like the building products materials are, but we're seeing price increases happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we are encouraging our customers and our builders and our designers and architects to place orders prior to price increases. And it's not just a particular month, it's just by vendor, by brand. They have their own price increase calendar, and so we have to respect that. Mm-hmm. But we're seeing things inching up 2 to 3%.
And you can't control that. I mean, there used to be ways that when we bought appliances back, I don't want to say back in the day because that makes it sound like it was 25, 30 years ago. It was actually sooner than that. But there were ways that you guys were trying to create packages and ways that builders could buy things at a competitive price, cheaper than retail, so that they could resell it and either make some money on it or pass those savings on to their clients. I don't know how much control you guys have over any of that at this point.
Well, we still work really well with our vendors for builders and builder quotes, because our single-family new construction, multifamily new construction, our NARI partners, our designer and ASID partners, we still do quotes for those customers for their projects, and we get our vendors to at least take that out 12 months. Mm-hmm. So we're still able to protect projects, being multifamily, single family, and we work with our vendors very well during that. So if the retail side of the business has a price increase, we don't do that on the builder side where we have quotes to protect that.
Mm-hmm. That's quite a challenge. I mean, that sounds like you've got to have somebody full-time just handling that part of it. Let's talk about plumbing, because you're into cabinets and you guys do kind of everything. Plumbing fixtures, are they becoming harder to get?
Alex, yes, they are, because of the same COVID effect, where COVID went through the factories, whether they're in Asia or the United States or in Europe, because we have a lot of plumbing companies that ship from all of those countries. And we still are running into situations where it's hard for us to get a decorative trim piece. We have some really high quality plumbing brands that we deal with, to where depending on the finish that you want on your trim piece, they will send it out to be plated, and then the plating company sends it back to that manufacturer to ship it to us. Well, COVID affecting all the way down the line to the plating company is adding 6 weeks onto any order.
It's interesting, as I've been doing this really my whole life, but technically we'll say 40 years. I mean, I'm only 45 years old. I started young.
Yes.
We didn't have all of these options. There was a time when we didn't have all of these colors in the metal. We didn't, you had chrome and you had brass and you had maybe a couple, you had white, you had some colors, but you didn't, there wasn't a big, not a manufacturer, but a sales person like you could actually stock a bunch of stuff, because it was all kind of standard stuff. You would stock it in the 3 available colors. But now that 3 available colors has turned into 15 available colors.
Right.
And so I guess when someone picks a certain color of their appliances, that it has to be plated, adds a step in the process that we didn't used to have. And so I thought forever, well, they're just not stocking them because they have some reason they don't want to stock them. And then I realized that it was because everything is custom. It's a whole different world, and putting things together for your kitchen. And so when you add that step, and then that step is interrupted, it throws a wrench in the whole process.
Yes, Alex, it does. And you talk about all the colors that are available now, whether it's decorative plumbing or whether it's appliances. Those colors are all out there. Normally, in a COVID-free environment, we would add 12 weeks to a custom color for an appliance or possibly decorative plumbing. And then COVID has added an additional 4 weeks to that.
Wow. At best.
At best.
An optimistically 4 weeks. Well, hey, you know, that we're living in the world of optimism these days. So you also sell solid surface countertops. So you sell a lot of solid surface material. Cambria, you mentioned. And a lot of that comes from overseas. In fact, most of that does now. What does the man-made stuff? How's that business going?
Well, that's correct, that a lot of the hard surfaces are made overseas. However, fortunately, we are one of Cambria's largest showrooms in North America, and Cambria is all made right here in the U.S.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
good,
it's made in
good.
Minneapolis, but that's not to say COVID did not affect them, but it did. But it's U.S. made, very, very high quality, great company. But we're still, because of the supply chain, you're still several weeks out.
Well, it still takes product to produce. I mean, they still have to go outside of out of the house to get what they need to produce their product, I'm assuming. And so that again, it's just the same rules apply.
Yes, sir.
But in general, that's that brand. But in general, a lot of that type of solid surface material still comes from China.
Yes, it does.
They are the people that produce it. And before COVID, there was tariffs, and they came to us and they said, okay, guys, if you want certain products that are coming from China, they're tariffed. What would normally take 6 or 8 weeks is taking 3 to 4 months, and we have no control over the cost because the tariff, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know how any of that is happening. I don't know what's going on with that stuff now. I have no idea. But what about the availability of it? Has it become more available?
Well, I would say that
changed any?
In spite of the tariffs, there's still issues with call it the COVID effect and the supply chain effect. It is still taking it a while to get here because of that. So it is created challenges in the industry like we've never seen before. And if people are building homes or they're remodeling or they're just replacing product at retail, it's like you need to add time for that process because of what's happening now. And we encourage people to order ahead of time because of that.
And this was my next question. My final question for you is your recommendation to not so much a builder, because they pretty much are in touch with it, but a homeowner that just wants to replace their appliances, or maybe they want to remodel their kitchen. What is your best advice to them to deal with these delays?
Well, it's always good for someone to kind of come into our showroom with a plan so that we can help expedite the process. We have a dedicated cabinet designer on staff that's a 2020 specialist, to where we can load all of that in and give them a cabinet design and what the remodeling design might look like, and then to know that we can't get it done in 30 days because of supply chain.
So you got to be realistic.
You do.
You have to be realistic. And I had a homeowner a few months ago And I was telling them there were these challenges. And the guy's response to me was, well, I guess if I hired a big time contractor, I could get it done quicker. And I said, no, actually you can't. And go ahead and hire the big time contractor. I don't care. But the reality is that we're all faced with the same challenges.
Right.
Now, my recommendation to everybody that's thinking about or ready to sign that contract with their contractor to remodel their kitchen, order your appliances now. And don't start tearing your kitchen up until you have the appliances and you know there's going to be a date. Take the furthest out date of the product and then schedule your work accordingly so you're not sitting there for weeks and weeks like we have with houses right now with windows, where they're getting to a point and then all of a sudden they find out the windows are going to take 3 or 4 months longer or several weeks longer than normal, and you're sitting there with a wide open room addition. So schedule these projects around these product delays or product scheduling to make the whole process go smoother. I really, really appreciate you coming out and spending the morning with us.
Well, thank you
It's
for the invitation.
been really good, and congratulations on Facets of Dallas. I love the showroom, and of course I know your sales staff. I've worked with you for many years, and they're the best. They're the best, and I just love them to death. They're just great folks. I really like, and I'll tell you folks, when you go there, it's just like being with your family. It really is. They're just really good people. They treat you like family. So give Facets a try. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, you get me, all by myself. I got something to say today. Stay tuned. Imagine this, a totally customized, organized, and beautiful master closet. A home office that fits right into a perfect space. A pantry designed specifically for your storage needs. Imagine your home totally organized. It's time to call the design professionals at Closets by Design DFW and turn your dreams into a reality. With a design staff over 30 strong, Closets by Design works directly with you to create your dream space, and they build it locally, helping support the DFW community. Check them out at dallas.closetsbydesign.com or call them at 972-361-0010. Use the promo code RRV to find out about the amazing specials and discounts available. That's dallas.closetsbydesign.com or call them at 972-361-0010, and don't forget that promo code RRV, Closets by Design. It's only a few short weeks until we'll be running our air conditioners all day and all night. Hey, it's time to get an HVAC tune-up scheduled. Call my friends at Total Air and Heat in Plano, Texas at 972-881-0020 right now and get on their schedule for a tune-up. Don't wait for the long lines. Get ahead of the crowd. Total Air has been servicing North Dallas and Plano and Richardson areas for over 60 years. Steve and Justin Lawton sell and service Carrier brand heating and cooling systems with Green Speed Intelligence technology. So give them a call at 972-881-0020 or contact them at totalair.com. Hey, don't forget to follow us on all your social media. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe and share on YouTube, and check us out on all your social media platforms. Don't forget to watch Remodel Revolution on your smart TV, on Texas Weather Tracker TV, on Roku, Android, Apple, and Amazon TV, Sundays at 1 and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to follow us on all your social media. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe and share on YouTube, and check us out on all your social media platforms. Don't forget to watch Remodel Revolution on your smart TV, on Texas Weather Tracker TV, on Roku, Android, Apple, and Amazon TV, Sundays at 1 and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.